My name is Yves Xavier. I'm the Neighborhood Services Program Manager. I've been a program manager for roughly 10 years. I spent about 5 of them in the public schools managing after-school programs, and the last 5 years I've managed our food program. Well, it was a little happen chance. I was a student at SF State too, and I was originally going to school for a teaching credential, or that was my hope. And so I took a job in a public school in an after-school program run by the Richmond Neighborhood Center when I was, I think, a junior at SF State, because I wanted to see what it would be like to work in a public school. And then as I had worked in the schools, I really felt like I had gotten a taste of what that was like. And when the opportunity to work in the food programs opened up, that was really exciting to me, because there was an exciting, maybe a funny word, because it's also unfortunate that the needs had ballooned, that we needed to have our food programs expand. But that was really what kind of, got me excited. Yeah. It was something new and different. We work mainly with seniors or adults with disabilities, often monolingual Cantonese speakers and Russian speakers. So it was just a neat opportunity to kind of expand my tool belt of experiences. So yeah, that's what drew me. So at the very beginning of the pandemic, we probably lost about 200 people from our food pantry. Yeah. And we serve roughly about 1,000 people a week in all of our programs. So we lost about 200, and we can't say exactly why, but a lot of people we had heard were going to live with family. But then at the same time, we gained another about 200 or 250 people who needed food who hadn't previously. Historically, we've been known for our work in the public schools. So we've been a nonprofit in the Richmond district for 40 years. Most of those years we have been known for all the work we do in the elementary schools, the middle schools, and the 2 high schools in the district that are public. But in about 2015 we started opening up our food, and so that's become more of a recognizable thing we do. But our youth programs are terrific. Our beacon programs at Presidio, Washington High School, Wallenberg, and Roosevelt Middle School, they do a great job. Our elementary school programs do a great job. So really trying to help working families have affordable or free programming for their kids while they're still at work. If you're interested in making a meaningful connection in the Richmond district, if you want to just give back a little bit, I'd say during the pandemic we've seen so many more people who have flexibility, whether it's their work schedules or just they're less scheduled than normal because there's less things to do. A lot of people then come to us now and want to get involved, and I think they find it just as rewarding. So volunteering can offer folks a really neat way to get to know their neighborhood, get to know their neighbors. If you're new, this can be a really fun way to feel like you're connected to the new place you live. So I think there's just a lot of pluses. So come join us.
I'm Judy Chow, and I'm a volunteer at the food pantry. Originally, they also had a program in terms of wellness and fitness, and I was involved with that. And then through that, I heard about the food pantry, and I wanted to volunteer and give back to my community. I love the community, how we're helping the entire Richmond area, and to see people, like when I deliver, people are really just happy to receive food, and people who pick up. So rain or shine, we're there, and they're very appreciative that we're there regardless what weather or whatever. We're there. Even during the pandemic, we worked through the whole, ever since, we never stopped. Prior to the pandemic, we had sort of like an assembly line. They would be able to pick, or we would give their food and they would be able to look at it and see it and say if they want it or not. And due to the pandemic, we now pre-bag, which takes longer, and give that to them. So we don't get to see them face to face due to the face mask, but they still recognize us. But it's harder because they can't, and some of our participants are shelter in place, so we do deliveries because they can't go out to pick up their food. So we just still make sure they get it by delivering it. So that's hard for them. You can volunteer. It's very rewarding, and just to be able to help the community.